Hey guys, it's Kim and I'm back today with another comic book haul. It's the first comic book haul of 2017. Yes, I've been so lazy and haven't done any comic book hauls for this whole month, which is crazy. So I've obviously banked up a huge amount of comics this month that I want to go through and show you guys. I'm so sorry guys, you will hear this annoying chainsaw in the background because my stupid neighbor for the past 4 hours has decided he wanted to recreate the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. But we don't have time to worry about crazy serial killers today. We're here to talk about comics, all the comics for January. So I've just been so incredibly busy, like, yeah, what's new? So I've decided that maybe it might be a little bit better for me to do a monthly comic book haul. So then do one that wraps up all of January, one that wraps up all of February, and so on and so on. I know a lot of you guys only subscribe just to watch the comic book hauls, and that will mean that there is less of them, but I just find it very difficult every week to go pick up the comics, read them all, and then, you know, film a video, edit it, upload it. Like, it takes so much time and it's so much effort. It probably just seems like, you know, just film it and then it's up. Like, no, that's not what happens. So I think what I might try doing from now on is doing a monthly wrap up of all my pull lists for the whole month. If I do get a little bit of spare time, I might do fortnightly ones, but I just feel like weekly isn't going to be happening at this stage. But anyway, let's talk about the comics for this month. So I've got literally 4 weeks of stuff to go through, so let's get started. So first up, we have my pull list from the 4th of January. So this includes Superman issue number 14, variant edition. We've got the Justice League vs. Suicide Squad, and this is issue number 3. And lastly, I have Shade the Changing Girl, issue number 4. Now, I do want to point out, with Shade the Changing Girl, I've got some very, very exciting news. So I have paired up with the DC Fans channel. You guys may know that I've been doing a few videos for them in the past, but they do want to create a weekly DC Young Animals review and like a monthly wrap-up kind of thing. And they have asked me if I wanted to review Shade the Changing Girl every week that it comes out, and I was like, hell yes. Like, I'm reading that anyway, so literally it's just part of what I'm doing. So if you are interested in Shade the Changing Girl, the series, and want to watch any of my reviews, they will be over on the DC Fans channel. I will leave a link in the description below if you haven't been there before, but it is a great channel and it does all different kinds of stuff in terms of different DC fans that submit their videos and ones that collaborate with DC Comics. It's just, for me, I feel like it's a really, really great avenue because I feel DC really likes to connect with their fans, so I feel like this channel is an amazing idea and I'm always happy to be a part of it when they ask me to. So sorry, slightly off topic there, but that was my pull list for January 4th. There was only a few books out that week, so I was kind of happy because I had a backlog of so many to get through. So having a little less that week actually was really, really nice because of course it was holidays, a lot of people were spending time with family, so I feel like not releasing a huge amount of books that week was probably a good idea. The next week is the 11th of January when everything came out. So we have Action Comics 971. We have New Superman issue number 7. We have Supergirl issue number 5. Wonder Woman issue number 14. Justice League vs. Suicide Squad issue number 4. I'm actually really loving this event. Like, I normally don't get into event series so much, especially when the whole Justice League is involved, because I feel like it's too crowded, the stories are never good, but I'm finding this event really, really good. So if you're missing out on this one, definitely pick it up. I'm sure it will come out in trade in like a month or two, but I mean, they're only on like, I think they're on like the 5th or 6th issue at the moment, so it's very easy to just pick them up and read through them all. I highly suggest getting these, and if you can, get the variant editions because they're always so much more prettier and they always feature like a specific character pairing. And lastly for that week, I picked up Motor Crush issue number 2. So moving on to the next week, which was the 18th of January, look how many I got. And this wasn't even like, this was just the basic ones that I needed to get because I was, you know, following them. I did add a few to the mix that were like issue number 1s that I wanted to try out, but I just feel like, oh my god, last week was a massive week for comics and just so much stuff. It took me forever to get through them, and I still feel like I haven't read one of them, but let's go through them. So we've got Superman issue number 15. I feel like, I mean, this series has been really great. The arc at the moment, I'm not particularly liking. I just like the whole different Supermans. I was getting into it at the beginning, but I feel like this issue was just like, just too much information and then like no conclusion really. I just feel like they're kind of like floundering about a little bit in this arc, so I'm kind of hoping this will be over because I thought it would be a little bit more interesting, but unfortunately I'm not feeling it at the moment, so I'm hoping this arc will be over soon because I'm kind of done with it. Next we have Trinity issue number 5. Justice League versus Suicide Squad issue number 5. So we're up to, I think, I'll show you next week's, well this week's as well, so that's issue number 6. So we're almost done for this event. As I said, so good, so definitely pick it up if you can. I've got Raven issue number 5, so there's only one more issue left of this series, and I feel like it had a really strong beginning. Issues 1 and 2 were great, and then like 3, 4, and 5, you could just skip probably to the last one, because all she's been doing is standing outside this, you know, energy ball thing, and she can't get in, and then she can get in, and then she's like, oh, you know, juggling with her character versus her father and the things inside her. Like, you don't need 3 issues to go over this. That could be done in 1 issue, done. Like, literally, I could not give 2 shits about what's been happening there. It's just, you can't repeat the same thing over and over again, and I feel like that's what these last few issues have been doing. So I don't know if they were just like floundering about a little bit till they got to the end and they're like, okay, finally we can end this. But I just feel like there's a lot more that could have gone into this series. They kind of disappointed me a little bit. So this is issue number 5, so I will pick up the last issue. Hopefully it'll wrap things up really well, but at the moment I'm not too keen on this series. Next we have my one Marvel book. So this is Venom issue number 3. I am really liking this series, like I really am liking it, so I'm definitely going to continue picking this one up, even though Marvel is always a lot more expensive for me. I don't know why, but it always is like $2 or $3 more than DC, which kind of makes me go off Marvel. So this is Venom issue number 3, highly suggest. Oh my god, quiet. I feel slightly disturbed. Actually, where is my neighbor? Because I literally can't see him with the chainsaw anymore, which is really freaking me out. If I get murdered, it was my neighbor with the chainsaw in my room. There you go, I solved your Cluedo mystery. Next on the list was an Image one that I wanted to pick up called The Few. So I read this book and I just feel like I feel like that it just has so much potential, but I just did not like the art. I feel like the art in this was very over the top, it was very sketchy, and most of the time I couldn't even figure out what was happening in the panels. Like, it was too over the top that I couldn't even make out, you know, people or what they were doing, or, you know, the differences between certain characters, literally couldn't tell. So I'm really not sure about this one. I may pick up the second issue, but if the art is going to continue this way, then I feel like that is, for me, it's completely drawing away from the story. And if I don't know what's happening in the pictures, then I'm not really going to understand most of the story. So I'm sort of on the fence with this one, but let me know if you guys have read it and what you think about it. Next one I decided to pick up is called Curse Words. I really like this. Like, it's such a random, like, plot. So basically it's about this wizard who has come to Earth, and basically he was supposed to destroy it for this master, or this team that he's working for. But he decides that he doesn't want to, and instead he lives on Earth and is quite enjoying it here. So this series is about basically that, and him living in this world, and different wizards from the order that he was with coming and, what I'm assuming is going to happen, coming and trying to sort of either bring him back to the order, destroy him, and then obviously destroy the world, because that was the point of his mission to Earth. But I just found this, like, the colors were great, the art was great, and I felt the story was so weird that I really got into it. So I would highly suggest picking this one up if you like sort of like little kooky things. I feel like, I mean, it's not very similar to Spell on Wheels, but I have been talking about that like for a long time. But I feel like maybe this is kind of like the male version of Spell on Wheels. You've got like your wizard, but he's kind of like very guyish. So, I mean, for me, I really enjoyed it. So if you guys see it, and it's by Charles Soule as well, I mean, he's great. So, you know, I put all of my trust into, if it's a writer or an artist I really like, then I'm always going to put my trust into it. So I would highly suggest picking this one up. If you see it around, definitely check it out. Next I have, so I've got Spirit Hunters issue number 2 and Spirit Hunters issue number 3. So when I picked up issue number 3, I realized that I hadn't even gotten issue number 2. I must have missed it in one of my pull lists like for the past few weeks. So I picked up both of them. I am really loving this series. It's great. I mean, I've always really loved Zenescope and like all the grim fairy tales kind of stuff. So, I mean, about spirits, it's basically, if I could describe it in very simple way, it's basically a supernatural version of Criminal Minds, which is so much fun. So I'm really enjoying the series, that every single issue is a different kind of monster or ghost or something like that. So I am really enjoying this, and it's only going to have 12 issues, so I mean it's not going to be like a huge long series that you have to spend a lot of money on. If you're still keen on trying it, you can wait for the trade. Next we have Motor Girl, issue number 3. Now when I picked up the first one, I was so not sure about where the hell this series was going. Now it's picked up a little bit. The only thing that I dislike about this series is that the drawing and stuff is all in black and white. There's no color or anything like that, which you kind of get used to it after a while, but it would be really nice if it was in color. But other than that, I have literally no faults for this series. I feel like this issue really kind of pointed out something very, very important in terms of the gorilla. So I'm not going to spoil it for people that haven't read it, so I'm not going to say anything, but I did not see that coming. If you have read it and you don't really understand what I'm talking about, read it again and really focus on everyone else's interaction with the gorilla, and if there is an interaction with him or not, or if just the main girl is talking to him. That's all I'm going to say. Read it again and, think about it. And lastly, for last week's pull list, I got Rockstars issue number 2. So I really, really loved the first issue. I found it very different, very fun, and I normally don't like detective kind of things, but because he's not really a detective, it kind of loosened it a little bit for me. So I haven't read this one yet because I went through everything that I got last week and finally finished it today. So Rockstars will be the last one that I have to read for last week. But I mean, I love the first issue. I'm sure I will love the second issue. If you guys have read it, let me know what you think of it. If you haven't tried it, I would suggest picking up the first issue, seeing how you feel. And if you like it, pick up the second issue, because I liked it so much that I got the second issue. So what can I say? Okay guys, so for my last pull list, which was the 25th of January, like 2 days ago or something, I haven't been to the comic book store yet because it was Australia Day on the 26th of January and we had a day off for work. So I haven't been anywhere near the city yet and I haven't picked up anything. So what I'm going to do is just read you guys what I received. So obviously I haven't read any of these yet. This is what I picked up for this week. So comics for this week's pull list are Action Comics 972, Batgirl issue number 7, Cinderella Serial Killer Princess issue number 2, Frostbite issue number 5, Justice League vs. the Suicide Squad issue number 6, Odyssey of the Amazons issue number 1, Spell on Wheels issue number 4, so excited to see that one, and Wonder Woman issue number 15. So that is it for all my pull lists of January. I have one more special comic to show you guys because I finally found it on eBay for a good price in Australia and I just snapped it up really quickly, and I also got a discount, which was amazing. So I picked up Superman American Alien issue number 5. Oh my god. This is the one issue I have been missing from that series, so now I can finally read it through and do a review on it, because I have been waiting for so long to finish that series because it's just been impossible to find this issue. Issue number 5 has been impossible, and if I tried to get it from America, the shipping was like $30 and the book was only like $5, so why does that even make sense? Like, it doesn't. And I didn't want to buy the trade paperback because I already have them all in single issues, so I don't want to get doubles of stuff. So I picked up issue number 5, so woohoo, I'm going to be doing a review on that really soon once I read through everything. So that is it guys for all of January. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I want to know what you guys picked up this month. God, that's going to be a really long list. But let me know, I guess, what your favorite comics were for this month. I think that's probably a good way to cut down on a massive comment. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.